right, so we mentioned that they eat plants. That is exclusively. Giraffes are herbivores, Mika, so that means they only eat plants. They don't eat meat. And what they really like to chow down on, they eat seeds, they eat fruits and branches and things. What they really love are mimosa trees, and especially acacia trees. That is what their main meals consist of.
Right, and again, they kind of look like these things that they're eating, at least in their camouflage pattern. And because their tongue is prehensile, meaning it can go grasp stuff, right? They are able to kind of circumnavigate like the thorns that are part of acacia trees and mimosa trees, and just kind of pluck these great leaves without getting stuck by the thorns.
Yeah.
And their lips are also prehensile too, so it's like on their face, around their mouth, they have two hands that are just going to town, sorting through these trees and eating the leaves off of them.
Yeah, I think that's why when you see a giraffe, they have so much personality. It's because that mouth.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Also, those eyelashes are not hurting things at all.
It's very, very expressive.
Yeah.
So for their size, they eat hundreds of pounds of leaves a week, which you think like, man, that's a lot of leaves. But for their size, they have that's not a lot of food. They have a very efficient internal system. Sometimes they can live on as little as 15 pounds of foliage per day, which isn't a lot of food for an animal that can weigh up to 1,500 pounds.
Right, yeah, it's like 7 kilograms for our Canadian friends.
That's
or
right.
the rest of the world, except for Liberia.
What's the deal with the cud?
So they're ruminants, right? Like a cow. And that means that they eat their leaves or flowers or whatever they're eating, and then it passes through 4 different chambers of their stomach, and then it comes all the way back up through their stomach, all the way back up their neck into their mouth. Basically, they throw up the leaves that have now been turned into cud, and then they chew on that some more, and then swallow it again. That makes them a ruminant.
That's
and
right.
Actually, I believe it makes them kosher as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that somewhere. It does not mean that you should go eat giraffes, though.
No. Ugh, what's wrong with people? And then finally, their wonderful adaptation that I think is one of the best is because they're out there in the dry sub-Saharan Africa, there's not a ton of water around. And certainly a giraffe leaning down and drinking water could be very vulnerable, especially to a crocodile. They can go weeks at a time without drinking, and they get most of their water and the moisture that they need to survive from those plants that they're eating.
Yeah, it's pretty astounding.
Amazing.
So, because they're doing all of this this eating of treetops and all of that, and not just the treetops, but just about anywhere on the tree, they'll eat from it. They're actually doing a lot of other things too, and usually herbivores, they play some pretty good role in their ecosystem, but giraffes seem to be like really integral to their ecosystems as well, just because of their really long neck and they're reaching places that other animals can't reach. So they have a big impact on the ecosystem as far as keeping it like healthy and running smoothly, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like bringing a wildlife management pruning system in there.
Right.
That's 15, 18 feet tall, and while they're eating, they're distributing seeds all over the place.
Pooping.
Yeah, pooping out those seeds, so they can serve as pollinators even.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
The little acacia tree seeds go, "Thanks a lot for the ride."
That's right. As far as their conservation status, they're not endangered, which is good news.
Yeah, but are they not? I mean, just think about this.
I know. Over the past 15 years, they've declined by 40% to around 80,000 from 140,000, which is a troubling number to me for sure. I just don't know exactly what it takes to become endangered.
I don't either. But most of that loss of the giraffes, 15 years, they lost maybe 60,000 out of 140,000 giraffes are gone now.
Yeah.
Mostly due to poachers.
Boo.
Or boo. Maybe boos of all boos go to the poachers.
Yeah.
And then their ecosystem, their habitat is being lost because trees are being cut down for everything from developments to cropland,
boo again.
And if they don't have their, well, we kind of do need cropland, but yes, agreed. When it affects giraffes like that, boo. But even beyond that, apparently the giraffe's tail is used for all sorts of stupid stuff. Frankly, you don't need to kill a giraffe for it. You can just, if you really need the tail hair, just cut the tail off. You know? Like, if you're going to do that, at least don't kill the giraffe first. Maybe sedate it and surgically remove it or something, but jeez.
Yeah, I wouldn't even go that far.
Well, sure, right. Just don't remove the tail.
Yeah, you can make a fly whisk or a bracelet out of something else.
Exactly, but that's what they use them for, bracelets and fly whisks.
And because of all this bad stuff, Mika, you will be glad to know that June 21st has been declared World Giraffe Day. It is the longest day of the year, and they have awarded that day to the tallest animal. So now there are